Hi everybody, Jennifer from Golden Touch. Thanks for watching today. I wanted to talk about a couple of things that are really important with the building a foundation for your new puppy. Um, so the first thing would be, how are you going to handle when your puppy has to be home alone? The first thing, we talked a little bit earlier about using the crate, and I think crate training is really good for any dog to know at any age. Even older dogs that haven't been used to a crate before, I think it's a really good idea to teach it to them. In case of an emergency, what if they have to go to spend, an overnight stay at the vet for some reason, they have to have surgery, or, um, you know, we've heard of wildfires out in California where everybody has to evacuate. Well, guess what? Those animals have to go into crates, and you want them to understand that the crate is a good place. Um, Dogs are naturally, denning animals. They like being in tight, confined spaces. They're different than us. Um, we like the big open areas. They feel comfortable being in tight, dark places. Even if just think about your dog's behavior, even if you don't have them in a crate, what are they going to do? They're going to, go under the table or under your dining room chair to sleep, or under your desk at work. They're going to find a place that feels cozy and dark and a more confined space. So they're going to do that anyway. And I think a crate is a really, really good thing to teach your dog. And it keeps them safe. When you're not home, you know that they're in a safe place. Um, so there's nothing wrong. A lot of people, think it's mean or cruel. It's not a cage. It's their crate. It's their den. And it should be a good place for them. So start out by doing, an introduction to the crate for them. Not just shove them in there and cross your fingers and hope for the best. I start by doing a training session with the crate. Take their kibble and throw it into the crate. And every time that they go in there, you mark the behavior. Yes. And if when they choose to stay in the crate, you reward them. You give them tons of kibble, tons of reward to let them know that that's good. That is a good place to be. Now, and when you leave them alone in there, I don't recommend having bedding in there, or toys that could potentially pose a choking hazard. Good toys would be maybe like a Kong toy, and you can put some peanut butter in there, or you can soak some kibble and stuff it in there, stick it in the freezer, and then when you're leaving for work, you can just put that in there with them and give them some entertainment for a long time. And it's rewarding for them. Dogs like to chew, so that's a safe toy, something that we recommend. Um, so we personally don't put bedding in our crates. It's just bare floor and the puppy. If it's during the day, you can they have the little water bowls that clip on the side of the crate door, and that should be good for them. If they're going to be in there for extended hours, I wouldn't recommend giving them a whole lot of water, because obviously they're going to have to go more frequently the more they drink, just like you and I. um, just allow them free choice to water when they're out with you. Or if you come home during your lunch break at work, let them have a quick drink of water. um, you know uh, you just have to gauge it based on your situation. um, but having them used to the crate is going to help you tremendously. It'll help when they're home alone, and you have to decide, what is that going to look like when they're left home alone. If you leave them out loose, even if you put up, say, baby gates, and you put them in the kitchen, or some other place with tile floor or something like that, if they have a big open space, guess what? They are going to make mistakes. Your probability is almost 100% that they're going to make a ton of mistakes. They're going to chew on things that they shouldn't. They just don't know. They're going to potty all over the place, and they'll probably play in it or eat it. That's just what puppies do. So putting them in the crate, and make sure the crate is, the right size for your puppy. You want it to be just big enough that they can stand up, turn around, lay down, but you don't want it like twice the size, because again, that gives them so much space that they don't understand that they need to just lay down and be quiet in there. They'll start getting anxious. They will probably have potty mistakes in the crate. It's much harder for them to understand. And as far as duration in the crate, a young puppy, 8-week-old puppy, I would say no more than 4.5, 5 hours in the crate, at night especially. So you are going to have to set your alarm and get up in the middle of the night, unfortunately. And again, it's not forever. It's just something, until they get older, until they learn to use their muscles to control the urges and understand routine. And then gradually you can just increase the time once they become really successful, at your starting point, then just gradually increase, and make it that it's successful for them. But you also have to decide when they're around the house with you. What does that look like? You need to be crystal clear with that. What is it going to look like when we enter or exit the house? What door are we going to use? If we're going for a car ride, how are we going to enter and exit the car? Do we want that? What door are we going to use? Where is the dog going to sit in the car? Are they going to be in a crate in the car? Are they going to have a safety harness and sit on the seat? You have to decide those things ahead of time. Are they going to be allowed on the furniture? Again, it needs to be very black and white, yes or no. It's not something that they will understand. Oh, you can only get on the couch when we're snuggling and watching TV, but you're not allowed any other time. They're not going to understand the difference. So you have to decide, is it all or nothing? Very black and white. Are they going to have their own bed? Where is their bed going to be? Give them a certain place where they know that they can go and feel safe. You can leave the crate open. A lot of dogs will go and just lay in their crate. They find comfort in their crate. How are we going to interact with when we have visitors, when we have guests, family members, pets? How are you going to help your other pets adjust? You really have to think about all of those things. When you're going to take them out to potty, what part of the yard are they allowed to do that in? Are there areas that you don't want them ever to go in? Maybe you have a garden or something and you don't want them, playing in your garden. Make sure you set those rules and you're very, very clear with them so that they understand. And if you do all those things, you're going to have a very high success rate with your new puppy. And as they grow into adulthood, they're going to understand, and they're going to just mold into your life and be a wonderful family member. So again, if you have any questions, please message us. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, check out our videos on TikTok, and have a really great day. Thanks so much.